Hi again, Christine Williams here from Smarter Property Investing. Today I'm going to talk about top reasons or things that you can claim through your tax when you have an investment property. So landlords, take note. These could be some of the things that you hadn't even thought about, but perhaps you should talk to your accountant about. So of course the first thing that we understand is generally bank interest. Of course interest is definitely claimable. Bank charges are claimable except when there's a stamp duty component added to it. You can't claim stamp duty under the expenses of an investment property because stamp duty is a capital expense, so it comes off capital gains tax. So there's a win-win at the end. However, we'll go to something else. Of course, your property management fees. Of course, if there's maintenance. Of course, if you're going to change the garden or if that favourite rose bush that you planted died. Did you know that you can replace the plants in your garden and it's tax deductible? A lot of people don't understand that. Do you know if you put a watering system in, it's the watering system that's claimable, but of course you can actually talk to your tenant about the water rates as well. So that's something that you would think about. Some other things that people aren't even sure about is that if you decide to change all the light globes in your property because you want your tenant to save money on electricity, of course the light globes are claimable. But there is a misdemeanor. We used to be able to claim travel. We can't claim travel anymore. So that means if you've got a property interstate, people would get on a plane, claim the accommodation, claim their food and everything like that. Well, that's a no-brainer now. However, did you know that if you had to go to an education seminar interstate and you were a property investor, you would talk to your accountant because that's what we can do when it comes to travel. Something people also didn't think about was that if you have a gardener, so if you want your property to look like it's not an investment property and it is well maintained from a streetscape perspective, did you know you could claim your gardener? Have a guy mowing coming in and think about it from this perspective. If it costs $1,000 a year and you're paying 30 cents in the dollar, it's actually only costing you 2/3. But what it does, it maintains the value of your property and it also makes your tenants happy. Because let's face it, what tenant's got a lawnmower? Who's going to be dragging a lawnmower around? It actually adds value. And as a property investor, have a conversation with your property manager because they will actually increase your rent to cover that. So some other things that we can start claiming. What about we have to put in a new kitchen? Of course, it sounds like a capital expense, but in actual fact, you can put it through as a one-time claim that year and it might actually help you with your tax deductions. Did you know that you can actually claim your interest forward? You can pay it forward or claim it forward. Talk to your accountant there. That could be a big deduction that you need for this financial year. And of course, you do know that you can claim your accountant's fees, don't you? Also, postage. Also, working, if you had to fill out documents, if you have to go to and from, there's a bit of that can be claimed as well. What I do suggest is that you go onto the ATO website and actually look for claimables. They've actually got 97 things listed, but there are hundreds more. Have a look at that list, see what you're not claiming, speak to your accountant and actually get those tax deductions in. Hope that helped. Bye.